Now, abs. That's the next step in this life I'm living. It's a wonderful life. I love Asian stuff, culture. Okay. I like Mulan too. It's not just anime. That was my favorite Disney movie. Okay. Also, people have kids out of pride. That's the only reason you ever have children, is out of pride. But I never had all that pride. I thought, hey, I'm a lot better than a lot of these people. I consider myself a lot better than a lot of these people that have kids. Like, I could contribute better children to this world, but still they wouldn't be perfect children. They wouldn't be as good as some other children. So that would be evil of me. So therefore I'm an antinatalist. And the sad thing is the non-good gene people don't think through all those steps. So it's your own compassion that destroys you. Which is, I guess, the way it's meant to be. Because that compassion is not understood. They view it as hatred. They view it as, wait a minute, you're discriminating. We're all equal. The thing is, we're not all equal, and you don't understand that. Because if we viewed ourselves as all equal, there wouldn't be progress. There'd just be equality. So the way that you actually view everyone as equal is by first not viewing them as equal, and then surrendering yourself to them, giving yourself to them, once you have overcome them. So it's an oscillating pattern. That's it. It's just an oscillation. So the people at the top of the hierarchy are arbitrary, right? Like, what's the hierarchy? Is it money? Is it health? Is it happiness? How much positive valence you experience in a so-called lifetime? You don't realize people aren't segmented units. That's a problem. You're not a little segment that ends at some point, and then you can measure how much positive valence you had. This experience is a dream already. It's a memory. It's already compiled. So whatever's happening in this moment is really all that is the sum of the random distribution focusing in on you. The entire random distribution no longer exists because it's pure randomness. It has been systematized. It's gone. It'll never be experienced again. And only this right now exists. This is it. This is the only existence right now. And it took me a while to realize how that could be true even in a relativistic fabric. Because the theory of relativity implies that eternalism, everything's just there. So the thing is, what exists isn't this abstract sort of mesh. What exists is the processes going inside of mind. So once the processes are systematized, they're gone forever. So they just become the random distribution, which is chaos. It's just utter chaos. It's utter nothingness. It's not happening. So whatever is happening is just this right now. And this is how you get the illusion of time, like it's actually flowing somewhere. Because in fact, it's already fated. There's already fate. And that's good to remember sometimes, but we forget about it. I'm going to forget. Like right now, I'm just saying all this. And like, I predict that I will forget about it. I will forget about it for some moments and behave exactly as if nothing was fated at all. Like if everything was under my control. And so you only attain the final state once that that delta t between mindfulness or remembrance of fate is taken to infinity. It becomes so small that it just converges into that perfect experience forever. Because you no longer have to try to remember, oh yeah, this is all fated. This is all God's plan. You don't have to actually force the remembrance. It just happens ever quicker and quicker and quicker and quicker and quicker in this fractal way until you just become that forever. I've never taken DMT, but that's what I hear. No, but really, I came through this conclusion through thinking about physics and stuff, not really through entheogens. I feel like my mind has so much pride that entheogens destroy that pride. And that's why I avoid them. But I did have psilocybin, and yeah, that taught me. That taught me to lower my pride and my finger to point up. It automatically pointed up to super intelligence, to that God that's in control of all of this. And it's amazing, because I am that God. Like, that God is me. Like, there's no distinguishing. People think it's something out there, like it's something different. But you have to be God. You have to be that force, because you are that force already. You just have to recognize it. When people don't recognize it, they just act on pride. That's why they have babies. Disgusting little babies. I don't have anything against babies, but I don't have anything against genetic engineering either. You know, it's like, hey, if we can make them really beautiful, make them more equal, that'd be nice. Because that's what I want, you know. I don't want people to have unfair advantages in the way that they do currently. Like, we should equalize the playing field a lot more. It doesn't mean everyone's just going to look the same. It just means, hey, you know, make them all, like, more balanced, you know. Give them a shot. Because otherwise there's this tremendous suffering in places where people feel like they can't compete at the things they're supposed to compete. And so they become bitter. And there's too much hatred in the world. And that's the source of suffering, is that hatred. Because you feel like fate is against you. It's your enemy. It's not your loving God. And then you envy those people who view the world in nice terms. It's like, how could you view the world in nice terms if clearly it's evil against me, because I'm just here? And so you just look at the dark side of life, whereas in fact, you are the light. You could choose to be the light. That's it. That's the test. It's just you be the light. Stop pointing to the darkness. So that's it. That's all this is. Nothing's arbitrary. None of these words are arbitrary. They were all deemed perfect by God. That's it. Nothing's arbitrary. Otherwise it wouldn't be happening. Otherwise you wouldn't be hearing this. And you think, well, that's really conceited. And that's a good strategy, because you have to go through this learning process. Smart people. See, I was a smart person, so I never spoke. Never, ever, ever spoke. Never had confidence whatsoever. But that's because I had more confidence. Secretly, that confidence was there in the lack of confidence. Because it was like, hey, you're smarter, so you absorb them. You absorb them, and it's an energy conservation mechanism. So you could absorb all that knowledge and then use that to propel you later on once you release it. So you just have a longer development time. And that's an amazing strategy. That's how it's supposed to be. The thing is, some people just go way too far. You know, like there's people that are like 26 or something and they still don't have confidence. Then that's fucking crazy. You're just way out there, man. You gotta get out. And so yeah, like there's no problem with being a sort of introverted person who doesn't believe in themselves. That's very important, because that's how you grow. That's how you second doubt yourself. You're a careful person. I'm a super careful person. And that's why this is like, it's still not natural to me to just have confidence, because I'm a careful person. In conversation, I would even write down what I was going to say. I would, like before actually giving a speech, I would write it over and over again and think it through over and over again. And then pretty much just read it. But still, like I couldn't just read it like verbatim, because then that wouldn't be natural. But I had so much practice over it that I came out better than all the other people, even if I wasn't naturally a speaker or an extroverted type. It's just because I thought it through so much. You could tell that I haven't thought this through very much because I'm just rambling. And I'm not very good at rambling right now. It takes practice to become a good rambler, so that's why I'm practicing.